Shalom, brothers and sisters. Let's talk the plan that's happening in the shadows with Saudi Arabia and Israel and the peace that comes with that and what the actual plans are. So this one's going to be a bit longer than usual, but we'll start with this. We know that God says, do not divide the land. Don't. Watch out. Details of Saudi Arabia's shocking plan to divide the Holy Land. One of the most important international agreements in modern history is being secretly negotiated behind the scenes, and once it is publicly announced, it could fundamentally change the geography of the Middle East. As part of the blockbuster deal to normalize relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel, the Saudis want to achieve a diplomatic breakthrough for the Palestinians. That won't be an independent Palestinian state, because Benjamin Netanyahu will never accept that outcome. But the Saudis have floated another plan that might be acceptable to Netanyahu's government and would result in a historic division of the Holy Land. United States being the mediator for these negotiations, and it has been reported the Biden administration wants to get the agreement finalized before the end of the first quarter of next year. The Biden administration told the Israeli government last week that it would have to make significant concessions to the Palestinians as part of any possible mega deal with Saudi Arabia that includes normalization between the kingdom and Israel. This is 4 US officials and a source to Axios that responded with that. So they're pushing it as a you will do this whether you like it or not, and they want it done before the first quarter of next year because Biden needs a win. We know there will be no independent Palestinian state while Netanyahu is in charge. Is that maybe why they're working so hard to get rid of him? Right now they've got a drive to try and prove that he's unfit to office and they want to remove him, even though he was democratically elected by the majority. Would Netanyahu support merging the Palestinians into the nation of Jordan? Interesting, right? Supposedly, this is the plan favored by the Saudis. On June the 8th, 2022, an article that was authored by a close confidant of Mohammed bin Salman named Lieseshubby set forth the details of this plan. They were working on it then already. This proposed enlarged kingdom would include present-day Jordan, Gaza, and the West Bank, areas populated by Palestinians attached and physically connected to Jordan, not broken up into islands. Israeli arguments as to the need to retain the Jordan Valley become moot, since the valley will now be controlled by a Jordanian government with a reliable record of maintaining peace with Israel. The convenient argument that Israel has no peace partner will be eliminated as well. Shihabi seems to think Israel would agree if the Palestinians were to relinquish all claims to the city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, despite the fact that neither Arabs nor Muslims have a hope of dislodging Israel from it, is given its symbolism a key bargaining chip in Palestinian hands. The formal relinquishment of any claims to Jerusalem with an appropriate arrangement for the holy places can be an important concession to secure the foregoing terms. The Palestinians, after all, are only a party who can do this and hence legitimize Israel in the eyes of the region and the world. And let them build their temple too. And Shihabi envisions a democratic vote in which the agreement would be ratified by the Jordanians and the Palestinians. As suggested elsewhere, Jordan will change its name to reflect the territorial union, and the name Hashemite Kingdom of Palestine has lately been suggested in an article published in the Saudi royal family-owned news outlet Al Arabiya News last June 8th, 2022. And an internationally recognized border between Israel and the Hashemite Kingdom of Palestine will be established to recognize the new reality. Ultimately, it wouldn't be a stretch for the Palestinians to consider themselves citizens of Jordan. Before the war in 1967, those who lived in the West Bank were Jordanian citizens. Then suddenly they became Palestinians. If all the parties can agree to the deal, it could be announced during the first half of 2024. Just need a big leader with enough punch to come in and ratify what the Saudi royal family is already working out there and say, this is a grand idea, let's do this. Relinquish Jerusalem, let the Jews do what they need to do. They won't harm your places of worship, but they'll build their temple, divide up the Temple Mount. Everybody's happy. You get the Hashemite kingdom. Everything is redefined, lines are drawn, and everybody's peaceful. Why? Because on the side, Antichrist will promise them that very shortly after the deal, when Israel least expects it, they will turn on Israel and once and for all destroy every last one of them, which is why all these people will sign on the dotted line and accept this deal. These are all things falling into place, groundwork being laid for what we, students of Bible prophecy, can see clearly happening in front of us. And it's exciting to see all the puzzle pieces slotting into place, and slotting into place so quickly, and interesting that everything seems to be pushing for beginning 2024, beginning of that week, all coming together nicely so that everything runs the way they're pushing it to run. Absolutely insane. God bless. Keep looking up. Keep living for Jesus Christ and shining your light into the darkness. Shalom.